Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Lovely to spend your evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are watching this, and spending some time chatting about wedding details. Today we're going to cover wedding favours, something that you will often hear me say don't worry about if you've got no money in your budget left to spend. This can be something that can help you save on the budget. It's something you may want to do if you're trying to be more eco-friendly. Lots and lots of different reasons why I tell you not to have favours. But I also understand that a lot of you out there do want to do favours, and I equally think there are some really good ways to do them and they can really add to your day. So today I'm going to run you through my top ideas for wedding favours, what I see works, what I see actually gets used or doesn't get left there, and hopefully give you a few ideas to inspire you what to do on your own wedding day if you're looking for some inspiration. But of course first, I'm sure we've met, but if we haven't, my name is Beth and I'm a professional wedding planner here in the UK. And each week I sit on my living room floor and give you hints, tips, stories and secrets into the wedding industry to make sure that your planning journey is just way less stressful and so much easier. So let's get into it, my top points on wedding favours and what you can do to make sure that they're not wasted. So the first one that I'm going to mention is something to do with something you can drink. People will always drink what you leave them. Even if it's a little bit odd or something they've not had before, they'll enjoy trying it and sharing it around the table and having a conversation about it. So top ones I've seen is different flavoured gins and vodkas. It could be that it's something that when you went on holiday, maybe you go to the Caribbean on holiday a lot and you have a favourite rum from out there and you want to put that on the table. This is a really good way of bringing your personality into the favours and meaning that it's not just something you're putting there for the sake of it. It's either something you've made yourself, gone and picked the sloe berries for the sloe gin, or it's something that you've had on holiday and you've wanted to bring back to make sure all your guests get to try it. If you're not looking to do an actual physical favour, a drinks token can also be a good way of doing it. Maybe you've decided not to put wine on the table because you really don't think that your guests are massive wine drinkers and you just want to give each person a token so they can go out to the bar and get their own drink. This is totally okay to put in place of a favour and not to do it as a traditional glass of wine. Just have that token there and the guests can go and help themselves instead. It definitely means that it's never wasted. But just as a little reminder, if you aren't putting wine on the table, still do make sure you do put some water on the table, as guests need to make sure they drink on the day, or you'll have a lot of dehydrated and not very well guests by the end of the night. My next favourite option to put on the tables is something that the guests can eat. Whether that's a little biscuit, it's some chocolates, some sweets, or maybe it's a little cupcake on the table if maybe you're doing a theme that would really suit. I love something that's edible on the table, especially if you're doing something before the meal and they're going to be sat there for some time waiting for the food. It can be just something that they can nibble at, start chatting about, and especially if they're really hungry, they will definitely not leave it on the table. Next on the list is something that they're going to use during the day. So this is not something they're going to eat or drink, but something that they will find useful. Maybe you're going to do a sparkler exit at the end of the night, so sparklers is a really cool thing to put on the table. Yes, it's not traditionally a favour, but it can go in that place so you're feeling like you're filling up something on the table. It could be that you've got a DIY bar and you're providing everyone with their own personalised drink for the day. This means that they get that cup, that glass, whatever it is, and they can go and take that to the bar each time they go for drinks. And it's either got their name on it or maybe it's got the name of you guys and their wedding day and something that they can remember and take home with them. The other really cute one I've seen is putting bubbles on the table. You may not want to give everyone bubbles though, and it usually works really well for the kids, especially if you think the kids aren't that great at standing and taking photos. Giving them some bubbles can be really fun because they'll just run around and play with them and your photographer will love capturing those images. Next on the list is, if you're not wanting to actually give something but you want to do something, is doing a charitable donation. This is lovely to do, especially as you've got something that's really close to your heart within your family. Maybe they've supported you or it's been very heavily linked to one of the members of your close family or close friends. Giving a donation on the wedding day is lovely to do. You can either then get individual kind of place names that say that you've given money to this charity and the guests will individually know. You could choose to write this just on a board so as people come in, each of their place names has kind of been donated to something, or it could just be one single leaflet on each table. However you choose to do it, the charity donation has always been really popular, and I think it's a really lovely one to do, especially if you've got something that is really close to your heart. The next one on the list is something I think we're going to be seeing an awful lot of in the coming years, especially as we've all been so locked up and apart from each other for such a long time, and that is a personalised thank you note. I've seen it done where it's just a personalised note on each one's place setting even, or it could be that you've got a photo of each guest and you've written a little message on the back for each one. This could be quite time consuming depending on how many guests you've got, and you could just choose to do this as one message per table rather than one per guest. But again, I think it's a really lovely way, and you could actually use that photo then of each guest as their place setting name so people know where they're actually sitting. Those are kind of my main ideas, and the ones that I see are used, they're not left on the table, they're not wasted. And I love doubling up as much as I can when it comes to weddings, and I think with doing wedding favours you can double up on your table name, and this is a really great way to do it. Whether you've got a cupcake and you can write their name on it, or you've got the glass with their name on it, it could be you've got that personal note with the photograph of that person on it. All these ways double up on not having to do another separate piece of stationery and have another little bit of paper that's going to go in the bin after the wedding. So if you're trying to be more environmentally conscious on your wedding day, this can be a really great way to do it. And my last point of the day, to preach the eco-friendly side of things of weddings, as I would love to see the wedding industry change for the better with this, is think about how you can get rid of some of the wastage and some of the packaging that comes with favours. So often you'll see a cake that's wrapped in a little bit of plastic, or maybe it's a plastic item that's literally going to get looked at and then chucked in the bin. Wherever you can, think of how you can avoid this extra wastage. Cakes don't need to come in loads of plastic wrap. You're literally going to have them delivered to you in one big crate. You can then put them out individually. No one's going to touch them in that meantime. They will still be clean and tidy for people to be able to eat them. So think wise when you're going and doing your table favours. How can you cut down on this waste? How can you double up on items so you don't have as much cost? And what's really, really going to be used and appreciated by your wedding guests so you don't end up with a big box of leftover favours going home the next day. So that's it for this week. I really hope it's given you some ideas and a little bit of help on thinking what you can do with your favours and got you thinking a little bit creatively. As always, I would love to hear what you guys are doing on the wedding day, so drop into the comments, let me know what your favours are, or if you've got any questions about this subject or a future video that you'd love me to do. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up as always, and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I'll catch you soon on another video very, very soon. Bye guys!